Alright, what is up everybody? My name is Chipomuenya, the only the only half Zambian and half Japanese vlogger, photographer and image retoucher here in Tokyo, Japan. And today, I'm with my little passant from France and we're gonna be traveling to Nikko. But before that, let's roll the intro.
I don't know where we'll be when the day begins, but I'm gonna leave my fingerprints on you.
Alright, so we're currently at the Tokyo Station because this is where we get the bus all the way to Nikko. And according to Pauline, actually taking the bus is way cheaper. And per person it's like what, 5,000 yen? Both ways, round trip. Now compared to using a train, it's much more on the cheaper side. For those of you who are into like photography and editing, it's a really good chance for you guys to like edit while you're on the bus. Because if you're on the train, you have to change so many times, so you can't really do anything. Alright, so it's currently 7:43 and our bus leaves at 7:50. And it's how many hours again?
About 3.
It's about a 3-hour bus ride. So once we arrive there, I'm gonna restart the vlog and I'll see you in a bit. Alright, so we're currently taking a quick break. And yeah, like I mentioned at the beginning of the vlog that the trip takes like around 3 hours. But the goodness of taking a bus, you have a stop every hour, I guess. Yeah. And the other cool thing about taking a bus, you have free Wi-Fi on the bus. You can hardly get this if you're on the train. So for those editors, and for those of you who don't have any data, this is a really good option. And one travel tip: so if you're gonna be stopping at these rest areas, make sure you don't take a poop because you might miss your bus. So make sure if you want to take a poop, do it fast and get back to your bus. Alright, so we've just arrived at Nikko Station. Actually, Tobu Nikko Station is the exact name. And yeah, Pauline, could you give us an idea of what we're going to do today?
So today we directly gonna go over there, the Kegon Falls first,
Kegon Falls.
and after heading to the lake. And yeah, after like slowly getting back on that side.
Alright. Alright, so the first thing that you do when you get to the station is you should purchase these, what do you call them again? 2-day?
The bus pass.
The bus pass, and that costs around I think 2,000 yen, I guess. So unfortunately you can't get a bus ticket just for a bus pass just for 1 day. So yeah, unfortunately you have to purchase a bus pass for 2 days. So actually what we found out, if you actually reserve a hotel prior coming to this place, you actually get a discount.
50%.
So 50% discount. So
We paid 1,000.
yeah, so normally the free pass tickets for 2 days is 2,000 yen. But now since we made the reservation at a hotel, we only paid 1,000 yen each. And that's a really great deal. And just one tip: so when you wanna get the discount, just make sure you have the confirmation email or letter, and just present it to the officer, and you're gonna get that offer. Really cool tip. So right now we're off to the Kegon Falls. Kegon Falls.
Oh, this Japanese.
Yeah, and yeah, we're gonna be taking the bus. So like she mentioned, probably she didn't mention that in the beginning of the vlog. When you get to these locations, you normally use a bus, so this is why you only have the free pass for the bus. Okay, so once I arrive at the Kegon Falls, I'll continue the vlog. Alright people, so we're currently at the Kegon Waterfalls. Hey, look at that. What do you think, Pauline?
Yeah, it's amazing.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Alright, so the reason why I had this personal connection with this waterfall is because back in Zambia we have also the Great Victoria Falls, and in terms of height, the one behind me is around I think 97, 98, so approximately 100 meters, and the one back in Zambia is also roughly around the same height. So I'm basically looking at something that resembles the waterfall back in my country. Look at that. And the really cool thing I found about this place is that to get to this area, you actually have to use an elevator, which goes through the bedrock, of this area, which is really cool. I've never really thought of that before. And yeah, like we came super early, like around 10, and as you can see, you don't have so much people. So if you guys really want to come here, please wake up early, start the day early. All right, so to get into this place, it costs around 550 yen per person. And unfortunately, the bus free pass doesn't apply. Unfortunately, you can't really get close to the waterfall. You're actually protected by this fence, and I wish we could really go in front and I could have taken really dope shots for you, but check out my Instagram to check out these dope shots, yeah. And it was actually Pauline's first time seeing a waterfall at this scale. What do you think?
Yeah.
You like-
It's quite impressive actually. It's the first time I'm seeing something that huge.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so we're gonna head to our next destination. All right, so we're currently at our second location called Chuzenji Temple. And I can't really talk loudly because we're just outside the temple. And it's located right next to the really, really beautiful Chuzenji Lake. And I don't know so much about this place, but from what I've seen so far, it looks like an abandoned temple. You can see that over there, and because of that, it gives this mysterious beauty up to the place. And I think that's the most stunning thing about this place. And remember the Kegon Falls that we just visited a few minutes ago? Yeah, it's around a 20-minute walk from the place, and I recommend going by walk because you get to see the lake over there, and you also have a chance to take really, really dope pictures. Alright, so I'll let you know when we reach our third location. Alright, so before we head over to our third location, there's one thing I kind of noticed. Correct me if I'm wrong, but whenever I travel around Japan, to these areas, I hardly come across young people. You always find old people, and I think this tells a lot about this society. It could be the same in your society too, but I think young people right now in this generation are not so adventurous. Maybe they're busy with work, but on the weekends, you still don't really come across many young people going to such places and exploring them. And I think this is a message to all the young people out there that do this kind of stuff while you're young, because if you're gonna do it when you're old, you're probably gonna fall off the stairs, break your back, break your leg, and you don't. I mean that's a life ender right there. So do these kind of things when you're young, right? When you're still fresh, like me. All right, so she's currently doing some research for our third location, and yeah, I'll be back. All right, so the last location for today is a public onsen, and yeah.
But not public.
I mean private onsen, to be honest. Okay, private onsen. And we stumbled upon some weird thing actually. We noticed that there's so many abandoned buildings, abandoned boats. I don't this place is turning into a ghost town. Maybe it's the time of the year, we don't know. But literally there's no one around. There's no one. It's just me and this one. Alright people, so we managed to find a private onsen. And the reason why we really wanted to get the private onsen is because actually Pauline over there has some tattoos. So in Japan you can't really go into a public onsen because they actually prohibit that because of it's just the culture and everything. But we found a really good private onsen called Kaijo Euro, and for 50 minutes you pay around 3,000 yen. And let me give you an idea how it looks like. Okay, so you have that nice looking onsen over there, I think. You have a nice view over there. You also have a shower, just in case. But look at that view. Alright people, so I have to go enjoy myself, so I'll see you in a bit. Alright, good morning everybody. It's day 2 at Nikko and we just spent our night at, can you read that? That's Hotel Nikko Station 2. So I really recommend this place because if you make an online booking, the breakfast is actually included. And actually they have maps like placed around the reception. And if you take these maps with you to the temples, you actually get some discounts. So really cool travel tip. So yeah, currently we're heading to the, what is the name of the place again?
Toshogu Shrine.
Toshogu Shrine. Okay, so once I reach there, I will start the vlog. Alright people, so currently we're at the Toshogu Shrine, right behind me. So actually this place is Japan's most lavishly decorated shrines. And the cool thing is that this place is actually registered as one of Unesco's World Heritage Sites. And according to Pauline, to get into the main area, you have to pay 1,300 yen. I mean, it is a really important heritage site, so pricing like that, I mean, I guess it's fair. Okay, so once I get inside, I'll give an idea how it looks like. Alright, so some of you might be thinking 1,300 yen for this place, but seriously, the type of structures that you see here, to be honest, I think it's worth the price. Yeah, so that's one thing that you really need to keep in mind when you're traveling to Nikko. Like literally everywhere you go, you need to pay, and please carry cash on you. These places don't accept credit cards or anything like that. So yeah. Alright, so once I get to another interesting spot, I'll get back to the vlog. Alright, so the other reason why this shrine is really important because of this. So rather than me yapping about it, let me just give you a chance to read it. Alright, let me give you an idea of how crowded it gets. Look at that. So, yep, wake up early. Then don't fall down, yes. And look how long the line is for the tickets. Hey! Yeah, so you wake up early to avoid this kind of situation, alright? Good travel tip. Alright, so we're currently out of the Toshogu Shrine, and actually, just by the entrance, you have a store over there and a post box over there. So what I normally do whenever I go to these places where you can buy postcards. Ah! I dropped it. So you can purchase these postcards. This costs around 80 yen. That's less than $1. And I plan on sending this to my grandmother who lives in the northern part of Japan. I mean, she lives in the the rural area of Hokkaido. So she doesn't really have a chance to get to visit this area. So sending her a postcard like this, is a sweet thing as her grandchild. So, and
This one.
and she's gonna be sending her postcard to her grandmother all the way in France.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's a kind of a cool thing to do, if you manage to find those post boxes over there. All right. So we're done writing the postcards, and yeah, right next to the shop you have this. What do you call these things? Is it a post box or what is it? A post? Okay, it's something. Okay, it's
Whatever.
it's a post box. Anyway, so under here you have a gap. So you just make sure you have a stamp on your postcard. Write the correct address, and just leave it inside. Yeah. All right, everybody. So we're at our last destination of the Nikko trip. And the place we're currently in is called Kanmangafuchi Gorge. Okay. Okay, so I found this area particularly interesting because all those touristy places that I showed you at the beginning and midway of this vlog, this place is actually located way back, away from all those touristy areas. So Pauline and I actually had to go through local residential area to get to the back of this area. So yeah, this is how it looks like. So personally, I like to do this whenever I travel, especially with my boy Nadi from Nigeria. So like, you know, whenever you go to these touristy places, you always have these like, you know, like routes. But Nadi and I, we personally like to go off that, you know, route and try to wander about, maybe get lost, but in the process, we find like really interesting places such as these. So I think that's one advice I would probably give you. If you want to be a bit, you know, adventurous, you know, try to go away from the path, you know, the regular touristy areas, and you know, you might stumble upon something really, really cool. All right, people, so we finally come to the end of the vlog. So the quick, you know, travel tips I can give you if you're planning to come to Nikko is, you know, before coming here, you know, note down the places that you want to visit, because, you know, if you come to Nikko and you start planning out where you want to go, you're going to waste so much time. And when you come to Nikko, you know, the first station that you're going to visit is the Nikko Station. And this is where you have to purchase, you know, the bus free pass. But in order for you to get a discount on that pass, if you make a reservation of a hotel beforehand, you actually get a 50% discount. So without the discount, it's going to cost you like 2,000 yen per person, but with a discount, you're paying like 1,000 yen per person. So it's a huge, like, you know, money saver. And what else? Yeah, I would recommend traveling by bus and not by train, because first of all, you save up so much money. Like Pauline and I, we paid like a 5,000 yen round trip. By train, it would cost you maybe a few hundred, maybe 1,000 yen more. And yeah, there'll be so much, like, you know, train, like transfers and everything like that. So being on the bus, you know, you save up on all those transfers. And yeah, for those photographers and those of you who love editing, you know, you have free Wi-Fi on the bus. So while you're traveling, you know, you can still edit your, like, your blogs, your pictures, and connect with clients at the same time. And what else? And please be reminded that, you know, when you're traveling to Nikko, like the shrines, you know, the tourist attractions, you have to pay money. And having cash on you will be really important, and not credit card, because most places don't accept credit cards. And yes, you know, since you're going to be paying, you know, money like each time you go to touristy area, you know, please remember that the convenience stores are your best friends, because you can still buy like cheap, you know, good quality food, and it's going to help you like in the long run. Okay, so yeah, if you love the vlog, you know, please, you know, subscribe, you know, hit the bell button so you never miss out on the vlogs I make. And for those of you who want to see the kind of, you know, pictures I take, you know, I have an Instagram page at Chipamwenya. You can click the link in the comments below. And yeah, if you have any questions, please comment down in the comments below, or on Instagram, send me a DM, and I'll be looking forward to getting in contact with you guys, or, you know, giving you guys, you know, better advice. Okay, until next time, peace.